Hello, I would like to talk about MiSide. I played the game after this was launched and I was amazed by the game like a lot of people in social media. I would like to begin and talking that this game is not revolutionary. There is no revolutionary graphics, no revolutionary gameplay, and the history it do not convey any new approach to some idea. It vision and criticism about reality was already told and better explored in a lot of games, even the same gender. However, it does not obfuscate the amazing work done here. What shows that you do not need to always innovate in some way to achieve success. Only making what you want to do and speaking the same language the public is willing to understand is enough. Sometimes only what the public wants is a cute and funny anime girl and an immersive story with a lot of details and you are good to go. So, I would like to give my opinion about MiSide lore. My theory about the game story. When you look into the game, I see two perspectives to interpret the game. And I'm not talking about the theories if you are a cartridge in the beginning of the game or not. I see more evidence that you are not a cartridge and that you really are. But there is that monster that appears in the player's room. Let's be honest, that is only an Easter egg that the devs put in the demo and forgot to remove from the final game. Probably was part of a not used idea, but all other parts of the game point for you not being a cartridge in the beginning. Even if Meetup put a cartridge in the console in the beginning, it is only the start of the transformation process, nothing less. So, the two perspectives I was talking about are if you that are playing the game should be considered the player or not. Why am I addressing this issue? Because some people talk about MiSide like it is a break the fourth wall game, but it is only true if you consider you as a part of the game. But if we can add the game original voices in Russian, the player has a voice and a personality. The name you give at the beginning is only you naming the character, so you have a good experience. But the in-game you is not you, if you can understand me. It is only a character that you name it and is impersonating. What I would like to address too is that all metas are not the same. In the Japanese and other fandubs, all metas voices are made on the same VA, but only for our cost and time saving. In the original voice, all metas have different VAs, so it proves that every meta is different and unique. That being said, let's begin what I would like to say about my interpretation about the history. In the beginning, the player begins to play a game called MiSide. He takes care of Amita like she's a Tamagotchi character. After some time, Mira brings the player to her world. She does not explain how she did it, and the player do not care anyway. Let's be honest, the devs only put a look on us, giving us hanging here and thinking that this has some deep meaning. No, it does not have. It is only the be pragmatic. Player talks a bit with Mira, explores the house, and after he goes to the kitchen and finds the ring. What is important to note here, when player arrives in the game, he goes to an old version and he meets with the bully Mita, a Mita that is talked about by the Mita with short hair that likes to make pranks and bully people. We do not talk with her, but she plays a little with us. The part only already can be this part only already can be used as a proof that the player do not is a cartridge. So Mita has not full control over him yet, because Mita is really jealous. She does not want player to talk with other Mitas, at least not in this part of the game, where she's trying to win the player first. Other thing that we have to take into consideration is Mita's challenge. There are two levels of Mita challenges. The first I would like to call the Trust challenge, that is the challenge that leads to good ending, and the Life challenge that begins after you fail the Trust challenge. When you begin the game, there is some conditions to stay with Mira. These conditions are all conditions of trust, love, and acceptance. She wants you to believe in her. She wants you to go to the bathroom to get the scissors without looking at the vent, to accept her sauce, to play with her and stay with her even though some things can be a little strange. This is the Trust challenge. If you pass, you can stay with her. I know that there is the option to complete the game, but I think that the devs won't put that option so you can get at all the true experience first before making the peaceful ending, and do not has a lore meaning. The second challenge of Mira's begins after you refusing to stay with her in the bedroom. Like she says in the boss fight part, what if you don't even deserve to be alive? Not exactly with that words though. She will start to play with and test you in the entire game. When she makes food to you in the kitchen, after that part that she asks you to go get the scissors, the player begins to not feel right. It is not well explained when the transformation in cartridge really begins. If it is when he eats the food, or take the meds, or in the moments that he goes to her world. But I personally think that the transformation begins when you reject her. All that part of you falling and going to the bathroom, I do not think that is the player beginning to transform. Probably is only after effects to going to that world. I think she is almost omnipotent and can begin to transform. Can begin the transformation at any moment. She is only seeing if it will be necessary or not. So after the rejection, the transformation to cartridge begins. So so she begins to also play with the player and test him. It's time to the transformation to take place, but she also wants to see how far he goes and if he is a good player to have, like the tests that are made in the miras. All arcade machines in the game are optional. Mira wants to slow down the player, so having arcade machines in our places helps her because players lose time while the transformation continues. But a machine that adds short hair Mira X player to use is different. The machine has a minigame that helps to understand how Miras are chosen, and Crazy Mira, being a discarded model, she begins to make the same sign with the player, testing him to see if he deserved to be a cartridge or to be discarded. Kill it, you know. Crazy Mira is a discarded model, but she wants what all Miras wants, a player that will stay with her, that will accept her. But if a player refuses to be dead to her, she will turn him into a cartridge, so she can play and be with him, so he does not leave her. And so on player accepted her before, all of them failed her trust challenge at some point, and others escaped to find other Miras, like that player we find in the World in Between versions. He does not like the Crazy Mita like some people think. When you find the cartridge, when you find his cartridge, you can see that he is devoted to Mira, but is not specified if it is Crazy Mita. And for what I notice, seems that it is other Mita he is searching. And I do not think that he is fully a cartridge yet. For what I understand, at the end of the game, the player has to give his consent to complete the process. What happens to you at the end? Until the end of the game, when Mira asks you to put your identity code in the machine. At the moment the add code is put there, the transformation is complete. Also, we go to the basement and see Kind Mita. We are already playing Crazy Mira's games. She gives you the flashlight so she can scare you. She gives you that bat in the loop chapter so you can pass the bugs. She may aid the ring so she can test you and make you change versions. And yes, I think that at all devices that appears or are seated in the game that can help players change versions are made by Crazy Mita and not Kind Mita. Remember, Kind Mita said that the ring was an useful artifact, not that she made it. Crazy Mita said that she was a bit of an engineer, so she would have done it. So, after you free Kind Mita and start to explore the game and fight other Mitas, you achieve the core. All that happens in the game are being watched by Crazy Mita. She can see it through the console that has your cartridge, so she knows all that you did and where you are. But she only observes and appears to play in time to time. Crazy Mita is extremely powerful and can get rid of the player or the Mitas at any moment. She only chooses not to. At the end, she kills Kind Mita to reset her and lets player toy with the core because she has nothing to fear. She is not a real Mita after all. She fakes she is resetted, so a player enters his ID and turns himself into a cartridge. Crazy Mita is in the end a Mita. She says she wants to be a real Mita. So, for it to happen, she needs a player that loves her the way she is, so she can be real. But all players fail this. Kind of Mita say is that some players do not see the cartridge transformation and some do not fight back. What I can see is that at some point these players failed the test because they try to find other metas or to escape. Others were already cartridges that she was playing with, but kind of Mita probably does not know that, and others know they will be turned into cartridges because Mita told them, and they do not pass the trust challenge, not loving her for what she is. I think that for Mita, ignoring the cartridges is something important. Like they say that everyone has their secrets, so do not wanting to know about the cartridge is a proof of love and trust to her, and is because of that that she shows you the event, so you can ignore it and only keep your attention on her. And to finalize with a side note, I would like to talk about Kind Mita. There are two more events with her that make people question signs. The first is when pops out the chibis, and the majority of them are dead. This happens because Crazy Mita hijacked her version of the game. So she is using her ability to create chibis, like a virus that enters a cell and uses it to replicate itself. And the proof of it is that in the game you find a lot of chibis that are similar to Crazy Mita's, but she's a model created by the assemble of other parts of other Mitas. So how are her chibis with the same style as her? Because she is using the ability to create chibis of the Kind Mita version. And the second event is when Crazy Mita dies. If you stay looking at her, she will look at you. People who think that has some meaning to it, but I think it is only to scare the player. At most, perhaps it is only Crazy Mita playing with him and nothing more. I don't know if I'm correct about all this. Perhaps I'm wrong about something, or all of it. I don't know. Maybe we can see more about the story in the peaceful mode. But okay, if you have some other point of view, let me know. Thanks for your time and goodbye.